All right, I think we're live. I'll wait for it to get connected here until I can see the chat down there because I know we had a few. There it is. There it is. That's right. I left a little note there yesterday. I usually do these Survivor Digests on Thursdays, the day after Survivor airs. That way I have enough time to digest. But yesterday I had to leave a little note down below here. It says that I had to reschedule for today at 4:30. Is it 4:30? No. No, it is not. I'm Josh O'Leary, and it is 5 o'clock. Not we're 30 minutes late, and the funny thing is though is that I rescheduled for 5:30. So, nonetheless, I'm here. Right, this is when I could find the time to do it. Busy schedule, but I want to break down Survivor. Right, I've been doing every episode this season, and what a season! What a season to start doing a weekly recap and review of Survivor. Boy, howdy, do I have a lot to talk about, let me tell you. I'm going to try to keep it pretty quick here. I'm not going to try to be too long here on a Friday afternoon. Thank you for joining me here on the Slipper House Extra Extra YouTube channel. Like and subscribe if you are watching the playback or joining us live. Thank you so much. Let me see here. I got notes. I take notes every episode. This is 11. Jeez. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Episode 11. Boom. I did use purple ink for this one. Good stuff, man. Yeah, so what a season, like I said, to get started with on talking about Survivor. If you're going to get started on talking about Survivor, coming in the 40s is a rough game. It's a rough game. Right? I've always talked about Survivor on different shows, programming here on the Slipper House Extra Extra YouTube channel. Like, what was it? Last season we did it all on Pro Wrestling Sauce, but it's just proper to give it its own platform here on the channel and to talk about it by itself, its own standalone pulpit here, right? And normally I'd be at the computer, right? But I kind of liked how I did this last time. I kind of liked coming up here to the Small Boy Studios and just kind of doing it off the phone, letting the phone roll and letting me just read my notes here and go off of what my notes say. So let's get into it. Let's kick it off. Survivor 48, episode 11. We're back from Tribal from the night before. Rest in peace, Star. Rest in peace, our queen Star. Last week we mourned very very heavily for Star. We mourned very heavily. Mary pitches her last resort to Camilla and Mitch, and they finally seem like they're receptive here. At least the editing shows that they're finally receptive here to some of Mary's words. Joe and his Integrity Alliance are annoying, I write. Don't talk crap about Coach ever again. That's what I want to, for real. I don't want to hear anybody bad-mouthing Coach about his integrity talk and all that stuff on Survivor when they've done nothing but glorify it this season with Joe and Eva. I don't want to hear any more Coach slander, okay? Because Joe is just a positive dad bully. That's what he is. He's a positive dad bully. He'll pierce you with his sharp eyes. You'll think that you're going to get grounded or something with Joe there. Kyle is contemplating sitting next to Joe in the end, or vote him out. This is like a side interview here, a confessional with Kyle, where he says that he's having this continues on from last episode. This is almost the same episode as last week. It literally is almost the exact same episode. Just a different person goes home in the end because Kyle's sitting there contemplating whether or not he should choose Joe or Eva or Camilla. Well, she, I don't know, Kyle. Which one do you think you should choose? Like your ride or die since day one, who you've supposedly been riding under the radar with, Camilla, right? Or should you pick the two other people who are going to make you a third wheel? I have no idea why Kyle is so gung ho on being the third wheel to Joe and Eva over being first in command with Camilla. That makes zero sense to me. And if it's all based off of him having deep connections because he told Joe that he, like, I don't know, got an underage drinking ticket as a kid or something, I don't. Kyle needs to step it up. I don't know what he's thinking out there. The island does crazy things to these people. That's for sure. So Mary pitches her plan to Kyle, right? What she got to lose. I wrote here, take the bait, Kyle, please. Take the bait. Kyle gives no straightforward answer to Mary because of emotional attachment, he says. Geez, dude, my eyes couldn't roll back further into my head, right? If they could, I'd be looking at the inside of my asshole. Like, geez is Christ, Kyle. Like, making me so angry here. I was like, what are you doing, Kyle? Is this, am I looking at Kyle or am I looking at Mitch? What am I looking at here? Uh, so, Eva, who has, Eva has eaten quite a bit, right? She's been on a lot of these rewards. She has not gone hungry this season, right? She's had her daddy Joe there, bringing her along the way. She's been picked for rewards, even if she hasn't won. Eva has eaten, um, and then she goes and has to get a little snappy there with Mary, who's opening up their last coconut. Ooh, that's the last coconut, dude. I was totally on Mary's side here. This was a uh, I was totally on Mary's side pretty much this whole episode. I mean, who wasn't, right? Just from the reception I saw online, it seemed as if everybody was on Mary's side. Um, yeah, Eva's eaten this whole time, and she's like way overconfident and is tattletaling, just straight up tattletaling on Mary for opening the last coconut, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" Joe's like, "Oh my god!" Like, what, dude? Get over it, freaking tattletale. Dude, ugh. I write here in a little side note here. I say, why is no one thinking of taking her to the end if she's pissing everybody off? Like, if Mary's pissing everybody off, why is no one in that group having a discussion about taking her to the end? I have, like, if she's not made any connection with anybody, why would anybody vote for her? Which is, clearly not the case. We got people standing up for her at Tribal, but we'll get there. We will get there. Um, so, I wrote Mary is correct here. Um, I said I'd like to go if I was out there on that island. I'd go a little bit further because Mary said she was going to go a little Russell Hantz. She said I'm going to do a little Russell Hantz action here, and I'm gonna, you know, eat the last coconut. I'm going to do what I want here. And I was like, you need to go a little further than that. If you're going to be doing Russell Hantz impression, right? You need to be burning people's socks, right? You need to be attacking on all fronts, right? You need to be throwing people's hats in the water or whatever it may be. We get to day 20, and Camilla checks in with Kyle. Another classic Camilla and Kyle check-in, which at this point they're pretty redundant because nothing ever becomes of them. She tries to remind Kyle that they have each other's back since day one. I don't know why this is happening again. Why Camilla constantly is having to remind Kyle. It's almost annoying at this point. How attached Kyle is to Eva and Joe for some reason. I don't know. Did he tell him more than what was aired on the show? I have no idea. But he's that connection, I guess, with Joe and Eva, who he's known for 20 days here at this point, is way stronger than his day one with Camilla. He hasn't even known Joe and Eva 20 days. Like, he met them, coming in. Gosh, Kyle, I don't know what you're doing, bud. Make a move, man. No one's. I don't know. You got to make a move. The integrity thing is somehow like literally seeped into everyone there. Uh, let's see. Um, so Kyle is super emotional about it, and I wrote Camilla is way more of a commendable decision. Kyle, why are you even having this thought? Um, And then we cut to Shaheen, who thinks he's a totally different person after 20 days. And then him, Kyle, and Mitch, they all go fishing. They all go fishing, and Kyle, he goes out there and he spears a little tiny reef fish, and they have a fun time fishing as the boys, right? Always a good time fishing. Got my bull. The bull is back. And by the way, Jason, I don't know when you left that chat. I'm just now looking at it. But I'm doing well, man. Hope you're doing well as well. You probably left it yesterday when I said I was going to go live. All right, where were we? Oh my gosh, guys. So we go to commercial here. We go to commercial here after the scene with the fishing. And then we get like the fastest cut back to. And I think they wanted us to like not notice how this happened because it's going to piss everybody off. But they come back and like I guess draw rocks. I missed almost part of this because they had just went to commercial. And I was helping my daughter with something, and I was like, "Wait a minute, the show's back on." And what do I see? I see Eva getting in a boat and going to another journey. And then it just cuts back to commercial again. I'm like, "What the fuck? What?" Eva again gets to go on another journey? God, I was like, we're not going to hear the last of this one on the internet. I can tell you that because there's already I would say, an abundance of Survivor fans clamoring that some of this stuff seems a little planted, a little nudged in Eva's direction, right? And so a boat pulls up, and Eva, of all fucking people, I wrote, gets to go on another fucking journey. This happened so fast in between commercials that it almost seems sneaky. Uh, the tribe decided this as a whole, apparently, sort of just, I guess, in the rock draw. I guess that's what happens. Justo, what's going on, man? Good to see you, Justo. Talking about Survivor again, man. Justo always popping in on our Survivor lives. Good to see you, man. Hope you're well. Um, so Eva's journey. Let's get to Eva's journey. That's kind of where I want to go. Timed hourglass challenge. Oh boy, once you see an hourglass on Survivor, you know it's dog shit. Stop. Leave that hourglass at home. Production on Survivor, please leave that hourglass at home. It doesn't do us any good. No matter when you bring it in, it doesn't do us any good. And this needless side journey for Eva, it was unimportant, though. Um, Eva admits it's extremely lucky that she got to go on this journey. Yeah, you think, Eva? You think it's extremely lucky that you got to go on this journey? Yeah, I'd say extremely lucky. Yeah, I'm almost agreeing with that side of the internet. Like it's almost a little too like what are they doing with this? Like why is there a journey this late in the like what in the world? Why is someone losing their vote with 7 people in here? Like what is going on? They got to cut that shit out, man. Let this play out. Um, I rolled my eyes at her extremely lucky comment. This challenge is BS. I wrote. Why is Eva concerned about her team? She's like, I got to do what's best for my team. I guess she means team by her her alliance with Joe and the rest. She's got to do what's best for her team. I don't know. I'm just so sick of hearing team at this point. There's like 7 people out there in this episode, and the word team should not be thrown around as much as it is right now. Like we should have these people. These people should be playing an individual game. And so far, it's just let's get Eva and Joe to the end, and everyone's going to participate in doing so. Is kind of the case. And if by God all means, guys, if they let Joe and Eva get to the end, if either one of them are sitting at the end, I'd give them my vote because you dumbasses let them get there. You guys had every chance in the world. I sat over here on the jury and watched you guys have a chance after chance after chance after chance. You know what I'm saying? If it's Joe and anyone else sitting there, Joe's got my vote at this point. At this point, right? I don't like his integrity bullshit. but it worked. It worked on everybody. His piercing dad eyes. They cast a spell on everyone there, and they're all buying it now. They're all buying it. So let's see here. Yeah, Eva comes back to camp overconfident and fires up Mary to pitch her idea to Shaheen. So yeah, Eva comes back to camp way overconfident and is just like, guys, I don't even know why I went on that challenge. That was stupid for me to go. Haha, I'm already so safe. It's dumb for me to go. Haha, like God, dude, so annoying, so fucking annoying. Uh, Shaheen, Shaheen makes a comment here in a confessional and thinks that he's played a better game than Loyal Joe, which is insane, dude. You have not played a better game than Loyal Joe. Shaheen, I'm sorry. Um, you followed right along with his whole integrity thing to the end here. You're I don't know. I see some people thinking that he's a kind of a front runner for a winner, which is interesting to me. I don't see that at all. I see him as a front runner for maybe a record deal, maybe getting a record deal from CBS Records, something like that. Maybe he'll be able to pull that off. But Shaheen as a front runner to win this thing, I don't think so. Front runner for a Show Tunes record, maybe, maybe. All right, let's get Shaheen on American Idol next. Right. So Mary's pitch is really good. Like I said, it's really good. It's the same pitch she's been giving Camilla and Kyle and everyone else to go against Joe. And I'm very confused as to why no one's biting, really. It seems like they're biting, but no one's really taking the bait. They're not fully committing to Mary's pitch here. So we go to the immunity challenge. And this is a balance a vase on a survivor wheelbarrow challenge. And the survivor wheelbarrow is just like a unicycle with a basket on it, I guess. Um, Joe is always talking to the things he stacks. Joe likes to whenever there's like a stacking challenge, Joe like will talk to the thing, and he's like, "You be good" or whatever. So he's doing that again. We got Joe talking to inanimate objects again here. Um, I'm surprised he didn't kiss it. To be honest, I'm surprised Joe didn't kiss it because remember he was like in that one stacking challenge, he was just giving it little smooches. All right, Jason, pop it back in, even though I didn't go live yesterday. Popping back in. Hope all is well with you too, Jason. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back here again later tonight. I'm gonna be back here again later tonight for a little bit of SmackDown. Okay, a little double dose of Josh today. Let's see. Let's get back here to the immunity challenge. Shaheen is in the lead. Mitch right behind him. Joe in third to the mat. And they wheelbarrow through this challenge to get to a mat to where they have to stack things and spell it, but they have to spell it out correctly. Now this created many a meme here when Joe spelled out "got fun betrayal" and he spelled betrayal in the oddest of senses. Um, Joe was very funny here. I thought Joe was very funny. I thought this came off really well for Joe. I thought this was you know candid comedic timing from Joe, and very good. I liked it. This was my favorite, one of my favorite Joe moments. Everybody loves it. Uh, I've lost some big money on Survivor. We bet at work. Oh no. Yeah, I probably would too. If I was going to be a betting man on Survivor, I'd probably lose quite a bit of money. I have not picked a winner correctly in quite a while. I would say since in quite a while. You know who did pick? I think the last winner I picked correctly was JT. Um, JT. I don't remember what is that. Tocantins? Yeah, that's a coach. It's coach this season. I was really big, and I thought JT was so cool, right? Cool guy, man. And I was like in high school when that was going on, so I was like, JT is my guy. I'm picking him. I didn't like Coach then either, which is really funny. Love Coach now, but then I was not a Coach fan. All right. That's funny though, Jason. Betting on Survivor. Wild. All right. Where was I? Joe gets his last block wrong. Yeah. After spelling, we got fun betrayal, or got fun betrayal. And Camilla wins individual immunity because Joe had a block facing white when it should have been facing black. And Camilla wins. Camilla wins. A very exciting win for Camilla. And then Jeff Probst loves to do this thing. As soon as they win and everyone's the clap dies down, he likes to ask the person who clearly is devastated the most why they are devastated the most, which is so funny. And of course, he asked Mary, who really needed this win, and it would have been great had she won. Who the chaos would have definitely ensued had she gotten that immunity necklace around her neck, but she did not. Camilla wins, and this is also a reward. Camilla is also going to be able to pick people for a reward here. And as soon as I realized, like, oh yeah, this is also a reward, they're going to go eat. I said, do not pick Eva, for God's sakes, do not pick Eva. Like, golly, dude. I was like, please don't pick Eva. And what does she do? She picks Eva. She picks Eva. Why, Camilla? Why? Why? And the reason she explains herself when they're at the reward, she says that she like wanted to make Eva feel safe. She feels safe, dude. She already feels safe. She feels really safe, okay? Safe enough to tell you guys everything all the time. She doesn't even have to play Survivor on Survivor. She just gets to play these little fun little side quests, so it makes it look like she's playing Survivor. She ain't playing Survivor. My goodness. My goodness, Camilla. Some of the just the over everyone here is insane. It's insane. So Mitch and Eva get picked. I write, what the fuck? Why Eva? So dumb. Mary cries for not winning. And then I wrote, why take Eva? She's not going to flip on Joe, but little did I know she was going to explain herself and say it's to keep her comfortable. She's already comfortable, Camilla. She's already comfortable. Camilla explains why she picked Mitch and Eva. I wrote, here's a little side note here. Eva, open mouth food talker. Major open mouth food talker. Likes to talk with a mouthful of food. I need to clean that up. Clean that mess up. You're on national television. All right. All right. For someone that's eaten so much food on television, you should know better. Day 21. Camilla is. Oh, yeah. And by the way, this is day 21. Uh, Eva, so overly confident uh, that at this thing that she's just open to talking about everything in front of Camilla and Mitch. It doesn't really matter. These are the two people on the bottom in her alliance. And she is just like so confident that she can just tell them the whole tribe's plans. Pretty much. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she was to say, once Mary goes, it's going to be one of you guys. I wouldn't have been shocked if Eva just said this because her ability to read the room is not there. It's not there at all. Um, it's just not. Jason says, closest I ever came to winning was Colby from Australia. Oh, snap. So season two. Season two, man. Yeah. You know what's funny? I would have picked Colby. I was very young. I think I was in like fourth grade when Australia was on the air. But I did watch it. And, my mom, she loved Colby, dude. Who doesn't love Colby, right? Super handsome Superman type character. What's not to like? I picked Colby too. So I was flabbergasted when Tina won as a kid. And I remember I didn't watch the next season because I was so mad as a kid that I was like, I'm not watching the next season. And I probably would have been pissed at that one too. Was that Vesepia season? Oh, man. Excuse me. We even have bets on who takes over for Probst. You pick Seacrest? No, dude. No, I will stop watching. Ryan Seacrest? No, dude. He already did. He already took over for Wheel of Fortune. He already took over Pat Sajak's job. So I think Seacrest out, right? Isn't that his catchphrase? Seacrest out. Yeah, Seacrest out. You want to hear my pitch for who should be the new host of Survivor? It should be Greg Proops from Whose Line Is It Anyway? Because his last name kind of sounds like Probst. I, I don't know. I don't know. Shit. I don't know. Probably get like you can get somebody good in there. No, Rob Sesternino's not going to do it. He's got his podcast empire. Like who would host Survivor? I don't know. That's a good question though, Jason. Christopher, what's going on? I know exactly who you're talking about. Oh, Greg Proops. Yeah, Greg Proops, man. Yeah, dude. The new host of Survivor should be Greg Proops. Let's get it out there. Let's put it in the ether. I don't know why. I just feel like it's right. I feel like Greg Proops should host Survivor. It makes sense to me, right? It'd be funny, right? He'd be sitting there, and instead of asking dumb, repetitive questions that get asked every episode, he could be like, "Let's play scenes from a hat." Yeah, Greg Proops. Didn't expect to talk about Greg Proops here. Giving Greg his flowers. All right, where were we, guys? I don't even know where we were. Okay, yes, we're at the food reward. So let's go back to camp though, because that's all that happens at the food reward. There was conveniently nothing, no advantages placed in front of Mitch or Camilla here at the food reward. Sorry, nobody had a nice little rolled up scroll in their potato chips. Uh, didn't happen. Even Eva was there, and there was none in hers either. Surprise. Uh, Shaheen depressed back at camp for losing all challenges and says he can't talk to Mary because Joe will notice. Now, let's go back to my notes earlier. I wrote down here earlier that Shaheen thinks he's played a better game than Joe. He thinks he's played a better game than Joe. Really? You think you've played a better game? Okay, then why are you afraid to go talk to Mary? Because Joe will notice. Get your head out of your ass, dude. Um, so Joe has hints of a blind side. Like Joe's picking up on this shit too. He's picking up on what Mary's laying down, like the little tiny like bit of groundwork that Mary's actually pulled off here. He's picking up on it, um, and he should. He really should. He really should be picking up on it. But everyone's kind of like playing it off as paranoia, saying, "Joe, you're just getting paranoid." Why is Joe getting paranoid? Joe's not getting paranoid. Joe's playing Survivor. Little inklings of actually playing Survivor is coming out of Joe. It's not paranoia, okay? What did Mary say in the beginning? You can't, it's not outwit, outplay, outloyal. And she's completely right, you know? Like, Joe all of a sudden seemed like he was playing Survivor. He's getting skeptical. You should have been getting skeptical a long time ago. All of you. Camilla and Kyle check in. Another great Camilla and Kyle check in here. Let's have another one. Like they always have the greatest outcomes, which is nothing. Nothing ever comes of it. They make zero moves together. What a great secret alliance that makes no moves together that Kyle and Camilla are. Kyle tells Camilla that he's a lawyer. Jesus Christ, dude. Can't tell people you're a lawyer. What is that? Like what what is that thing? Like to hide that you're a lawyer? Like what was that? Katora that did that one season was like, I'm a lawyer. I'm gonna hide it from everybody. And then like Jake, the same season was a lawyer too, but was he hide? I don't think he hid it. But like the whole thing of like I gotta hide that I'm a lawyer because people know lawyers lie. Like that's so stupid, guys. It's so dumb. And Camilla was like, I still hope you're in the final, one of us in the final three, even though you're a lawyer. Like, what? What? Like, yeah, he's a very successful lawyer who had a luxury jail visit as a kid. The sob story is just writing itself. Um, Kyle tells Camilla he's a lawyer, and Finally, here, after he tells her he's a lawyer, this is what solidifies their season long hidden alliance. Him telling her that he's a lawyer is going to solidify the alliance. Thank God he did that. Thank God, right? Uh, with his big poofy hair tweed suit and old improv impersonations. Yes, dude, Greg Proops, great host replacement for Jeff. He's probably older than Jeff Probst, which is hilarious. Virgin Shaheen versus Chad Joe. I mean, I think that's what we're going to get next episode, right? And I wouldn't really say Shaheen's a virgin per se, right? He's more, maybe so, right? Chad Joe's definitely going all the way. Shaheen, he's making out in the closet, right? 7 minutes in heaven with the ugliest girl at the party. So Mary says she's gonna go a little villain and tells Joe in front of everyone that's there, I guess. She tells Joe in front of everyone that she's gonna vote for him. And I was like, oh boy, the ball's on Mary. Here we go. And it works, dude. It works. Mary always has these like little tricks throughout the season that kind of work. Like she had that trick where she did nothing, where she just kind of pretended like, she had nothing to worry about. It worked. She had the shot in the dark. It worked. She's had many things there. She clinged on to one of David's four nipples. It worked. She had many things. Mary, 100% virgin. What? Oh man, you're getting tossed to the wolves here, Shahid. Joe is now worried that Mary has an idol. So just from that, Joe's worried that she has an idol. Everyone's telling him not to worry though. That this is just, like I said, you're just being suspicious here, dude. You're just being paranoid. No, he's playing Survivor, right? He's all of a sudden thinking about the actual game. Uh, I wrote Joe crash out. Oh no, is it a crash out? Absolutely not. Shaheen goes off on Joe in a confessional. Not to his face, in a confessional. Here's Shaheen again talking shit about Joe. This is where I start to turn. Like towards the end of this episode, I start to turn. Like me personally, just my feelings and everything towards Joe. Because I was just like last episode saying, like, Joe or Eva, they get to the end, they're not getting a single vote. There's no way. All the jury management they've done, it's even rubbed people the wrong way at times with how they've talked to people, knowing that they're going to be going to the jury. I didn't like that, but at the same time, you people let Joe get to the end. You people let Joe get to the end. His integrity daggers with his stabbing, dad piercing eyes, they worked on all of you. They worked on all of you, and it would be wrong of you not to hand him the vote, especially if he's sitting there with Eva. If he's sitting there with Eva, and then there's some third wheel like Kyle or Mitch sitting there, then yeah, he deserves the win. He deserves the win, um, and he would have my vote. He would have my vote. Absolutely. So Shaheen going off on him in a confessional is laughable. It's laughable. And saying that you played a better game than him, I think is laughable, just from what I've seen this season. Uh, he did have a funny line though, where he said, "Mr. Three Immunity Challenges is worried about his name being written down." Oh, if he's Mr. Three Immunity Challenges, then you're Mr. Zero Immunity Challenges because you were just boo-hooing like not even 8 minutes ago about how you haven't won a challenge, right? About how it's so hard for you, and then you had to go spearfishing with Kyle and Mitch to cool off, right? And Kyle was the only one who caught a fish. Let's go to tribal here. Let's go to tribal. Let me read. If you announce your vote plans, then everyone starts doing the math to calculate the odds. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, see, you got to do it. That's a lot of math, though. You got to consider all the different scenarios. Does she have an idol? Does she have some sort of advantage? What if she? Well, I think, dude, what would have been great is if Mary had gone on one of those journeys and won the safety without power, because then she could have just got up and left. That would have been great because they're all sitting there planning on voting for Mary. Did you imagine Mary with a safety up without power at that tribal? What are they going to do? It's going to be a live tribal at that point. They're going to have to stand up, start talking. Some votes will probably end up going Camilla's way, Kyle's way, who knows, Joe's way. But if Mary had that safety, if Eva and her very lucky self didn't get picked for another journey, right, or find another advantage in her chip bowl, if one of those things had happened to Mary, she'd have a better outcome here at the end of this episode. Kyle mentions getting married in a month at Tribal, and I wrote here, well, you're not getting David's vote. Not getting Lonely David's vote. So Joe talks about how he's a firefighter and a dad. What else is new from Joe? Mary talks about her mom's sacrifice, which was actually pretty intriguing, I thought. A little bit more detail into the backstory of Mary. And Shaheen does the same. Camilla also does the same. All three people here, both with immigrant parents coming over to the United States and making it for their families, all with great stories here. Mary brings up her panicked vibe feel back at camp, and that's about all we get to before we vote. And we go up to vote, and I'm like having thoughts here. As soon as we go up to vote, I'm like, this isn't Joe. It's just there's no way it's Joe. I wanted it to be Joe, and it's not going to be Joe. Like it's just going to be a straightforward Mary, I think. I was like, I think Mary's maybe it has convinced Camilla. I was like, I'm worried about Camilla here. I'm worried about Camilla because her vote's going to say Joe. Joe's going to be like, who the hell else voted for me? It's going to look rough. But that wasn't the case. It wasn't the case at all. Nope. It was everyone voting for Mary, right? Mary didn't have a shot in the world. The whole episode was just a rehash of last week's episode. Everyone was going to vote for Mary. Another weak player on the bottom, picked off by the strong six here, or whatever you want to call them. And as Mary is voted out, we had the highlight of the episode. It's got I almost called him the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community, the the Survivor online community, the SOC, if you will. If they were all abuzz. They were all abuzz because as Mary is getting her torch snuffed, David stands up. David stands up over on the jury, arms in front of him, and his face very stoic and straightforward, paying his respects to a fallen comrade in Mary. And honestly, you know what's funny? A lot of people cringed at this. People cringed at this shit, and I was like, "Hell yeah, David!" That's literally what I said. David stood up. I said, "Hell yeah, David!" I said, "Stand up for the only one that was out there playing, playing." David isn't standing up for Mary. He's standing up for Survivor, which isn't true, actually. David, the whole reason this whole integrity thing kicked off is because David and Joe, the big integrity strongmen. So David's, he's a victim of his own creation. But him standing up for Mary is a great moment, and I will forever cherish it. Someone get this guy a Got Milk sponsorship because I think we've got a future star on our hands, right? And I do a wrestling podcast. I do a wrestling show, dude. I'd love for you to pop into the wrestling world, David, for sure. Let me read a little bit of the chat here before we get to my thoughts here. Everyone is too set on Alliance. No more solo riders since Russell. Oh yeah. Well, every now and then you get glimpses of some good people, right? There's been good seasons since Russell's final appearance, and I would say his final appearance was his worst appearance, right? That's where it really went downhill when they crafted a whole season for Boston Rob to win and embarrass Russell, right? That's pretty much what that season was. Let's embarrass Russell and let's have Boston Rob win so we can put it to rest that he's the best. I can tell you one thing: Greg Proops would never do that. Greg Proops would never do that. Yeah, Mary voted out. I wrote Kyle and Shaheen are cowards. David shows respect. I liked it. I liked his respect. Hey, by the way, I fucking love the Survivor reviews, bro. Dude, Jason, I'm glad somebody that's kind of already part of the community in general is enjoying the Survivor talk, dude. We were doing it on the pro wrestling show for a while, for years, and it, it just didn't get over there, right? It just didn't make sense to be doing it there. You'd lose viewers too, because people are like, "Why are they talking about Survivor?" But spread the word, man. If your buddies at work, if you guys bet on, if you guys are betting, you know, uh, tell them to come on over here, talk Survivor with me. Good stuff, man. Always. Thank you, Jason. Sometimes I wonder who taught the internet habitual trauma dump therapists or reality TV shows. Probably reality TV shows. I think it's not even a question at this point. Um, it's probably reality TV shows. You know, definitely not therapists, right? They want you to tell them that, not post it all over the internet. I will say this cast here, this cast of Survivor, season 48, they are way more vocal and colorful on the internet. I can tell you that. They're super vocal, colorful on the internet. All these interviews, all this shit talk going on. Uh, After everything's said and done and their episode where they are voted out is aired, every single one of these guys is very colorful and it's super interesting. I'm like, where is that? Where was that on the show, right? Where was all this, wanting to backstab going on then? I don't know. You know, David and Mary being great characters outside of the Survivor world. Um, yeah, that was the episode. Like I said, rehash kind of last week, guys. A rehash. Like I could have read the notes from last week, and it would have been the same thing. Just a different outcome here at the end. Losing another queen in Mary. Star, the main queen, the real queen, Star, voted out last episode. Just replace her with Mary, and that's you get episode 11 of season 48 of Survivor. Right, highs and lows. I think your high was Camilla winning an immunity. I thought that was good. I wish more would have come of it. I wish she could have used that more to her advantage, and it not just being that she's not voted out. I wish she could have had a little bit of more power, a little more oomph behind that necklace. Uh, the lows. I'm going to go ahead and say my low is Kyle. My low is Kyle, dude. I was rooting for this guy hard and strong. Mitch, I said goodbye to a few episodes ago. We know I started this Survivor 48 Survivor Digest season here, praising Mitch, calling him Dangerous Mitch. I mean, he started this season off strong. Mitch was awesome. I was Team Mitch all the way. Put me in Mitch's boat and have him row me to the promised land. I was a Mitch head. And then that slowly started to deteriorate as the season went on. I was like, you know what? I'm going to switch my main focus. I'm going to cheer my pom poms in a different direction here, and I'm going to go for Kyle. Kyle, right? The hometown boy. Me and Kyle from the same hometown, right? We've probably been in the same jail. Me and Kyle. We're like this. Me and Kyle. I was like, I'm going to root for him now. And then he had many chances so far in these past few episodes to make a move with Camilla, showing the power that he holds. Um, I think things could have gone in a different direction had you made a move. It's almost getting to the point to where it's too late. It's too late to make this move now. You are dead set on being the third wheel to Joe and Eva's father-daughter love story here. I don't know why. I don't know why that's sinking on you so badly, Kyle. You should have a better thought process than this being a secret lawyer and all. You know, yeah, Kyle's a disappointment here. I mean, just total disappointment. Strong front runner as the season's gone on to just deteriorate and fold under the stabbing dagger eyes of Father Joe, right? Of Chad Joe. Yeah, so that's Survivor episode 11 of season 48. Good stuff. Good stuff. Christopher, Mitch really wanted to get Say the fuck out. Yeah, I know. I don't know why. Mitch, yeah, and these are people. Anybody willing to work with Mitch? Anybody willing to come over Mitch's direction and actually work with this guy? Uh, Mitch is like, bye. What's that? The meme? Have you seen the meme, the GIF of Mitch being like, "I'm not getting voted out" or whatever the fuck? It's so funny, dude. I have it saved on my phone, and it's great. You can use that very often. Like I said, the memes coming out of this season, a couple pretty juicy ones. David standing up, Mitch with the finger wag. Some good memes. Some good memes. Not so great episodes, past two episodes, right? With at least with the outcome, and because they're just predictable. They're predictable. The strong six stay strong. That's no fun. People don't want to watch that. I understand. People want to see it sometimes, but not all the time. People like flips and flops. And right now, this is just a flop. So sometimes I wonder who taught the. Oh yeah, I read this. Oh, let me just make sure. Good. Thank you to Christopher for coming in here, man. Thank you so much, Chris, for coming in here and joining us here for the Survivor Talk, dude. I appreciate it. And thank you to Jason as well, who joins us here for our wrestling programming. If you're watching the playback or joining us live here, of course, you like and subscribe. I'm here usually on Thursdays to discuss Survivor, but I had to do it in the middle of a Friday afternoon here to get us going for this week. Uh, yeah, this show draws out the inner meme potential in people. Absolutely. Absolutely, it does. We put me on this show. I'm done. My career is over, right? No, actually, it'll probably just get kicked off if that was the case. I'd get in trouble, right? They'd have CBS doesn't allow beeps, that many beeps, right? I don't know. You should have heard some of Mary's interview. I listened to Mike Bloom's interview with Mary, and she was cussing up a storm on that thing. And I was like, "Where's this Mary on TV? Give me that shit, man. Good stuff." I think we're in a different era, right, of television, and just a different era. People got a different mindset. Like it's not so PC anymore, and I think CBS should start shying away from some of that. Right, bring in Greg Proops, have him replace Jeff Probst, like we were talking about. Greg Proops, the new host. Things are going to get zany. Things are going to get weird, and we're here for it. We love it. You know, make Survivor great again. Make Survivor Proops again. Well, for the first time. All right, guys. I think that's about it. I've hit every note I wanted to hit here for this episode. I will be back here on the channel tonight. Tonight, I will be back here for Survivor. I mean, not Survivor, for SmackDown. Two S words for SmackDown. I'll watch a little bit. I'll watch an hour of SmackDown with you guys in the chat tonight. It's the last SmackDown before Backlash because Backlash is on Saturday. So we've got Friday night SmackDown tonight. I'm going to watch about an hour of that with you guys, and then I'm going to watch Backlash tomorrow. I'm going to, I think, live stream just the main event. I don't think I'm going to do the whole show, right? I don't know. I'm undecided. If you want me to do the whole show, let me know tonight. Let me know when we do the Friday night SmackDown. I'll do a poll tonight, maybe. Maybe I'll do a poll because I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's just a lot of dead air. I know people don't care, but I do. It bothers me when there's just so much dead air. Yeah, unlike Colin and Ryan, Greg and the other young guy are much more edgy with their jokes. Dude, I think so too. I think so too. It's Greg and the other guy. It's always a random other guy, right? They had that guy that like I thought was Dane Cook for the longest time. And I forget his name. And then Wayne Brady, right? It's usually Wayne Brady, but then they alternate if when Wayne's not there. So yeah, Wayne. He's Wayne's always too sexual. Colin and Ryan are hilarious, right? But they're like almost the same guy. Like Ryan is just Colin, like stretched out, right? With a toupee on. That's a laugh break. Oh, well, that's good. That's good that the silence is filled with laughs that I can't hear. Damn it. Uh, it's all good, man. Chris, thank you so much for being in the chat, dude. Good stuff, man. Good Survivor talk. I'll see you guys all a little bit later on tonight. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks, Chris. Have a good one, dude. Peace.